Do I sit there or on the bench?
On the bench, I'm going to take the cuffs off first. I'm going to take the cuffs off.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. Is this where the thing's going to be?
What thing? The bail hearing?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. Where are we going for that?
You still get to do it here.
Okay.
Give me 2 seconds, I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
Steve, you know that this is place like audio and video
Yeah.
recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and you chose not to speak to duty counsel or lawyer?
No, because I took care of my case last time.
Yeah, no, I remember.
And there's a conspiracy going on, and that's why all this is happening, and it's coming on YouTube and everybody else in this bloody police station. See, what I think is happening is to start a fight in here, which I'm not going to do. All right? Because I got PTSD, and people in your organization know about it, and if you can get me to freak out and do something wrong, bang, you shot me. And this has been going on for 6 years. Welcome to the party. And Police Chief Paul Martin is involved in this, and I bet you he's giving you the orders.
He's not.
Oh, yeah? You lie beautifully.
Okay. Pardon?
You lie beautifully. And that lady on that street, she doesn't live there, and she's been working with him for a while, too, and her name is Athena Eileen Fabiani and her husband. And they just moved in there, and they've been crying wolf. And there's an OPP report for July 9th in Norland. And you got those 2 videos of me reporting it to Children's Aid. So the question is, who are they?
They are a very unlucky couple that moved from their neighbor dispute at the cottage with you to a neighbor dispute
with
on your street.
With me again.
It is.
Thank you.
It is the worst luck in the entire world.
Baloney.
So.
Baloney. And they were there for a year, and they never came over and said hi, and they were spying the whole time. And just before they moved, that's when they pulled the stunt with the beer bottles. That's when I was accused of being a pedophile, and they went down there to cry wolf. Why? Because you guys don't want us living on Butterfield anymore. And that's Police Chief Paul Martin using his operatives to basically cry wolf, and you guys, not you, but the SWAT team was supposed to come and kill me on July 28, 2016, and they used explosives on my doors to go in. So, we're going to be talking about this all through trial. In fact, Durham Regional Police has just opened up a whole Pandora's box in conspiracy against a whistleblower and an activist. And that woman, I can prove she's also money laundering too. 150 grand, all on documentation. Why? There's a guaranteed buyer lined up there, and the person that's there too, and I believe their names are Hart. Yeah, they're involved with Paul too. So you got operatives in Norland watching us at our cottage, and you got them down there in Whitby to make an excuse to blow us away, and now it's backfired. Because she sold the house in August, and she wasn't there, and all of a sudden when I reported her to Children's Aid, she shows up on the street that morning and chases us around the friggin' neighborhood with her car in road rage, but you don't seem to have a problem with that. Or the videos of her shouting in a disorderly manner. We just pulled out of her driveway, saw her to get the friggin' license plate. She chases around, and now you have the nerve to charge me for mischief? On my own street, in my own car, on public property, and to charge my brother too? Hey, I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. And we got a couple cases here, including my niece's case, where we actually put in an affidavit about a week before you arrested me about Athena and her husband in now a family matter at Oshawa Courthouse, when I was making all the communications, trying to get someone to do an investigation. And that toddler that came into my house, that was my niece's kid, they accused me of being a pedophile, and then they didn't realize it and stuck a kid in my house and didn't do an investigation. That's not my kid. So if I was a pedophile, you're going to stick a kid in my house? That's ridiculous. Meaning that I'm not. So we got a big conspiracy here. Police Chief Paul Martin's involved. CKR Global, they're a mercenary company, now called King International. City of Court de Lake stole my personal information and hired these guys to come after us in 2012, I believe. So this whole thing's been going on for 2012, and I just beat a criminal case last year at Superior Court and took on the top prosecutor, John Flaherty, who knows me, and I believe he's starting to respect me. So the thing is, who's going to be the sorry son of a bitch prosecutor in this case, in this little squirt courthouse in Durham, if I had already been downtown? And no, Judge Malloy, Judge Goldstein, Judge McDonald, all at the Superior Court. Because you know what? Once I'm done here and something goofy goes on, I appeal it right back down to Toronto again. Case law, case law, case law, case law, case law. And we've been taking all the documents and evidence proving that these people are involved in some criminal activity, using their kids to spy and commit murder. And Children's Aid is in on it, and now so are you.
Who have the kids murdered?
Their kids are part of their operation to cry wolf to kill me.
Who's trying to kill you?
Paul Martin's trying to kill me. He's the chief of your Durham Regional Police. City Council's working with them. We also have proof that he's having secret meetings with City Council. Why is Paul Martin dealing with the matter of a septic system in a faraway community? Because someone asked them to. So, these kids and this family have been hired by Durham Regional Police. They're basically operatives in conspiracy to cry wolf and to follow me and my family from city to city and saying it's bad luck.
What's the end game, do you think?
Hopefully lawsuit.
No, the end game for everybody who's against you. Like what, they want to kill you, why?
Because I found out about bribe jobs, about sewage systems, and they were paying off inspectors to put them in, and now we can smell shit down the street from our house up at the cottage there. So if you look at Walkerton, Ontario, that's happened with feces was getting into the water system. It killed 200 people in 48 hours. My argument is it's not going to happen in my community. And if there's somebody in government taking dirty bribes and putting in sewage systems like on an edge of the side of a cliff illegally for cash, and then take off out of town and I'm watching it, don't you think I should complain about it?
For sure.
But now I'm in handcuffs, now I'm a nut criminal, and you're doing this just because I complained. And you're trying to get me for filming on a public street as a mischief charge? Bad chance. And she doesn't live there. We got the document. She sold that place in August of 2017, so really, she's committing mischief. She's on that street. She doesn't own that house. And now she shows up because she wasn't sleeping there that night because we went out in that morning. She just showed up, wasn't living there. So where in the hell is she living? Because she wasn't in that house that night.
Okay, so
following us from place to place. That's what they're doing.
So I'll give you an example. If I go to the park, and I want to bring my kids to the park and they want to play. And someone shows up and starts videotaping me and my kids at the park.
That's right. That's a problem.
Public place.
That's right. But I can see why you would have a problem with that.
Yes.
Because you don't know them.
No.
That's right.
Okay, so public place, public property. So I can't bring my kids to the park anymore. I don't own the property, but I can't bring my kids there anymore.
Why?
Because I'm afraid of getting videotaped and I'm not comfortable because...
So that's your choice only then?
Yes, but it's my lawful use of that property. I should be able to use that property.
Perfect. I love the way you said that. You know why?
Without concern about someone coming around and videotaping and making me feel uncomfortable.
That's right. And I was hit with the SWAT team on July 28th, and now that woman's on Butterfield, and she's intimidating and stopping my parents from enjoying their place there. That is my house where I was raised in, and they only came in for a year up in Norland, and they were spying up there. So really, if there's anybody that's not enjoying their place because they're being watched, it's me and my family.
Okay.
So I think you need to stop sticking up for her because the cat's out of the bag. You don't go around following people from city to city and cry wolf, okay?
So, the end of February, you posted a couple of YouTube videos
About what?
about Ethnia, how do you say her name?
Yeah, and it was because she wasn't
Tell-
there.
So tell me what happened.
We were going to, actually, my brother and I were going to go to my niece's house to go take care of her cat because she was having a baby.
Okay.
So we just complained a couple days earlier to a guy named Vince at Children's Aid. Vince, I forget his name.
Okay.
And we brought this information about her. What makes it creepy is we hadn't seen her in several months.
Okay.
We thought she was gone. We thought once we blew the cat out of the bag, they took off out of Butterfield, and they'd be gone. But once I made a complaint to Vince, bingo. 48 hours, she was on the street, and she wasn't sleeping in that house, and neither are her kids. It's some other guy with a Bangladesh name that's now the new owner.
Okay.
So she shows up. We were leaving, so we're coming out of our driveway.
Yeah.
We filmed the car. We didn't see her right away. We just wanted to get the plate in the car. You'll
Yeah.
see my other videos filming plates in cars.
Okay.
That's what cops and crime fighters do to get nails and people on this. So, we filmed that. Then she comes out and says, "Oh, leave my family alone, oh." Yeah, that's crying wolf. Then she jumps in her car and drives 100 miles an hour after us. Man, we just drove by quickly and starts harassing us. And then you got the nerve to say that we're committing mischief when she's not supposed to be on that street and she's doing moral rage, and now you're coming up on my house and saying I'm a criminal? Sorry, sir. You're involved in conspiracy against my family. This is working with Police Chief Paul Martin at Durham Regional Police, and since you laid the charge against me, the best way to settle this, full trial and full court.
I agree, and that's why
We don't believe in violence, but we believe that people are trying to get us to become violent so you can kill us.
Nobody wants to kill you.
Well, if they're always chasing us around and, vandalizing my property, that is Dina and her husband vandalized my property with beer bottles just before they came down here. I didn't know who they were. Okay, we had a problem with somebody else that was there that was trying to do something illegal, so he left and we were all happy. We just thought, they were just a normal family. No. They were part of a spy operation, and they came and they started vandalizing.
What do you think how much money do you think is getting poured into this operation?
Millions.
So why do you think that you're worth millions
Not because of me.
compared to, like, how much could you pay off an inspector for? You know what I mean? Like,
That's what I mean.
how much can you pay an inspector off? Here, I'll give you $1,000. Approve this.
That's right.
I'll give you $10,000. Get it through city council.
That's right.
But now we're on millions. How do we get to millions?
Simple. Just because, let's just say you bribed an inspector. Then you went and told the neighbor, "Hey man, I can do anything up here and I'm going to leave with a couple big bags of money." Since you're so dumb to tell me that, now I'm complaining to city council about what you did. And now they don't want to answer my calls. And now I got a man in black at my house. Now the guy is bullying us on our property, trespassing, and there's mischief again. We got the proof of this. Almost coming over. So we never leave our property. These forces keep coming over
So
us.
I think at that point, if you were to reflect on your time back then when he came to your property, I think you probably would have made a different decision than sending that email
What email?
that resulted in the charges.
Which was that?
The utter threat charges from CK Global, that guy.
No, I didn't actually send an email. That's the problem. He came to our... How do you know about CKR Global and that email? How do you know about that charge?
Your brother told me.
Oh, he knows. All right, good. All right. So what happened there is I'm mentally ill. My family was afraid, and I didn't email him. I simply replied, meaning he emailed me first.
Okay.
And he frightened us first. So here's the other thing. Now the cops take me to Belleville, and they don't say I live on Butterfield. They say I live on Front Street. I don't live in Belleville, and my taxes will show exactly where my taxes were.
Okay.
So this is the conspiracy. Make me look like a Belleville guy, take me out there, and put me in a jail cell with a guy that murdered someone who's bare hands by the name of Ronald Shorey. That's right. The faster you plead guilty, the faster you don't have to live with him anymore. So I pleaded guilty for a crime I didn't commit because I was a coward. Now you know why I'm so now.
Well, so would you have replied to that email like that? Would you have replied with what you had said in that email now, or would you have done something different?
I don't know what I would do now, but the time...
I hope you would have done something different, because that could have changed the way that this went, right? Because without that email...
Just like you're not calling us back. That guy didn't call us back. We phoned you, we stuck it on the internet, and you never left an email or nothing. Oh, you left the email,
okay,
but you never returned our call. So why did you come up with that big thing today?
So I called you. Which one do you mean, whole big thing?
You just came up there and pushed me in my friggin' house and arrested me today.
It's an arrest warrant. I told you that I need...
You needed to talk to me on the phone first to tell us what the problem is. You can't even tell us the crime. You are trying to find excuses to cover up this conspiracy, and that's why I want to go to court and get you up there, because I'm going to have my notes, and we're going to go through all this. So don't think I'm stupid, okay?
I don't think you're stupid.
Well, that's good.
I'm trying to explain to you.
You are making excuses for this woman being involved in criminal activity and following us around the friggin' province. And we also know that the other guy on the side is also in on it as well. So there's more than one operative going on here.
I was really hoping I was going to be able to explain to you what happened last week. Can I explain to you?
Okay.
Okay. So, Officer Kane came to your house there last week on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys went in the house and weren't going to be arrested.
No.
Okay.
Ask to see the warrant.
Yep. So here.
That's the problem. You're coming up and arresting people without warrants. Get the warrant, then come.
So you don't need a warrant to arrest people.
On private property, you do. And you're trespassing.
So here's the deal. So you weren't going to be arrested. So you went in the house. Your brother talked to...
No, we wanted you to produce a warrant so we can go along with you. Okay. We're not going to go along with police illegal activities. Okay. And you would not pick up the phone or talk to us on the phone.
I was really hoping you were going to let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me just tell you the whole story, and then you can take notes, and then...
Notes what?
In your mind. But what you want to talk about. So, I was off on Tuesday, not working.
Mm-hmm.
Monday, I had formed the grounds for your arrest.
Okay. And how come you didn't talk to us on the phone?
So the difference... You let me finish.
No, I'm not. Okay. Because I'm catching you in lie after lie after lie, sir.
So
you were involved in some serious crime, and that's why we're going... Okay, let's just get the bail condition done. Then you're going to give me what they call full disclosure of the case. Stitchcom 1991. All that you're going to hand over to me, and then we'll deal with it. Because I don't know what the hell you got, all right? I know what I got, but I don't know what you got. And really what I think you got is zero, and you're looking for an excuse to bust me and help cover up criminal activity. And that's not going to happen. So, right now, we're going to go to the judge. We're not talking about particulars. He's going to go and give all the conditions that he wants. Then I'm going to ask for Stitchcom. Then I want my medicine back because I have a license to smoke that stuff, by the way. Then, if you want to carry on with the drug charge, hey, no problem, I'll beat that too.
Okay.
Then I'll come and make a motion hearing, and we'll find out what's going on here, and they'll start knocking down all your credentials or your bail conditions, like 500 meters from my own house. I just had a bail condition on me for 2 years where I couldn't go to house for Christmas at Butterfield. Mm-hmm. And that's what proves that Paul Martin doesn't want me there. And that was a bogus bail condition, or a peace bond, and I didn't break the peace bond for a whole year, and now that it's over, Paul wants something fresh. 500 meters for another year and a half while we play this bullshit again in the court systems. Well, it's up to you guys, but it's an election year, and Durham Regional Police are going to be part of the Ontario provincial election. You're killing a guy in Ajax, a mentally ill man. You guys said he had a knife and he didn't. The sister is after you guys now. You're coming after me for PTSD, trying to trigger me off so you can kill me. All right? You're using children in conspiracy, and you're also part of money laundering. And, hey, we live in the police state. Prove yourselves innocent.
It's not how it works. We have to prove that you're guilty.
No.
Yes.
You came up there on an allegation of lies. Where's your proof to warrant that?
I wanted to explain to you, but you keep cutting me off.
You keep cutting you off because
you're still talking.
The woman doesn't live there. She has no business being on Butterfield. Her and her husband sold in August of 2017. They only reappeared when we complained to Children's Aid of the previous problem we had to someone said, go down there and stir up shit. And there's another guy living there with the Bangladesh name. So, and he knows her too. So she's selling houses to a lady in Norland who she knows, and now she's selling her house supposedly to another guy. No, this is too creepy. We got the documents, and we even got the Ontario Ombudsman calling the Durham Regional Police a frat house. You guys called him a terrorist, and you're using terrorist laws on us. So, the best way to do this, full trial, none of this plea bargain stuff, and that's it. And you know what? I think it's better to do it this way because your job will get easier too. If we can blow this all out, you guys can concentrate on real crime instead of going after activists and whistleblowers and using kids to try to kill them. That's pretty sick. And I made a complaint to Children's Aid, and they won't even look into it. Any allegation of a pedophile, they must do an investigation. Since they didn't do it on 2 times over the last 6 months of asking them, that means they're a division of the Durham Police Force, and you know they're operatives. Plain and simple. Or you would have done an investigation, or they would have done an investigation. Still would have done an investigation. So, best way to do this, full trial. And Police Chief Paul Martin, he's got to come to court this time. He's pressing charges on me, and he's not showing up to court, and neither is C. Robinson. He's coming. But at least I know who you are, and you're pushing this charge, you're coming. And right now, what you're telling me is a load of crap, and it's not going to fly. You don't even realize what kind of ammunition I got on you guys with paperwork. And it's old government and court paperwork, so good luck. 6 years in investigating this, and now it looks like I got yous all. We're going to court. That's the best way to do this. All right? So let's get the judge out there. I really don't want to hear anything else you got to say, because we know what happened. We have the right to be on that street, and I have the right to film anybody I think is involved in crime, starting with you, Mr. Peacock. Absolutely. Do you think I'm still a criminal? We'll soon see. But I'm sorry. I don't let you got a tough job and you're following orders, and that's what it is to work with the police chief, Paul Martin. He just tells you what to do and you do it. Just like Kane. He's all over the internet. 110,000 hits trying to pull off a Star Trek tablet as an arrest warrant. No. You need a piece of paper and a judge's signature to validate an arrest warrant. Now, I never got to see that arrest warrant. Can I please take a quick look at it?
Sure.
Okay, get it out.
After you see it, I'm going to take you back to the cell.
Why?
Because this isn't a conversation. This is just you talking at me.
Okay. Okay.
Is that fair?
Okay.
You said I haven't said anything that's true. I haven't had a chance to say anything.
No, I know where you're going with this, so I don't want to incriminate you. How's that? Thank you.
I'll let you take a look through it.
Yeah, an arrest warrant on an allegation. That's a new one. You did willfully interfere with the lawful enjoyment of the property situated. Committing mischief. Really? Hey, how did I do this? Occupation, good. Oh, there you go. This should be very easy to beat. She doesn't own the property. That's Justice Don 215 Brow Whiskey. Okay. Oh, you just admitted it too. Great. I just need the proper spelling of this guy's name here. I just want to know if it's a D-O or D-M.
D-O, Dabrowski.
Dabrowski.
If you look at the stamp,
Yeah. Oh, it has a stamp on the back there? Okay.
he stamps it, right here. Local Court of Justice.
Yeah.
It's on the full top, but it's Dabrowski.
Do you have disclosure of the case I can have too for this?
Right now?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But-
We'll get that later, but I think I know what's going on, so don't worry. I think we got you beat.
Alright.
Alright. That lady doesn't own it, and we got the paperwork. Oh yeah, and we were getting that video for information for the Attorney General and also for the Commissioner of Ontario to prove that there is a conspiracy of using children in crime. Alright, so let's go back to the jail cell, I guess, and then we'll see the judge, I guess, later.